This 6-year-old kid just qualified for the World Championships by beating some of the fastest runners on Earth. Cooper Lutkenhaus was sitting in 7th place with 200 meters left in the race, and nobody thought he had a chance to win anything. On the 3rd of August 2025, at the USA Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon, this Texas teenager did something that nobody saw coming. Cooper was sitting in 7th place with just 200 meters left in the men's 800-meter final. The race looked over for him. 4 favorites had broken away from the pack, and Cooper seemed too far back to matter.
And we are so excited because you have been on a tear lately, 800-meter specialist. Tell us a little bit what you're going to be doing this weekend.
At Nike Nationals 800 on Saturday. Planning to go out there, run as fast as possible.
But then something incredible happened. Instead of giving up, Cooper launched into what can only be described as an impossible kick. He started passing people one by one, catching seasoned professionals who had been running at the elite level for years. In those final 200 meters, Cooper ran past Brandon Miller, an Olympic athlete. He flew by Josh Hoey, the reigning world indoor champion. He even caught Bryce Hoppel, who holds the American record in the 800 meters. When Cooper crossed the finish line in 2nd place, his time read 1:42.27. That's not just fast for a teenager, that's the 4th fastest time ever run by an American and the 6th fastest in the entire world this year. Cooper's reaction said it all. After crossing the line, he put his hands on his head in complete shock. When reporters asked him about it, he could barely find words. "I don't know if there's words for it right now, but just made the team," Cooper said, still trying to process what had just happened. "I wasn't supposed to make the team. A lot of people didn't think I'd make the finals." So being able to do that is just a special moment. To understand how crazy this performance really was, you need to know the numbers. Cooper's 1:42.27 smashed the previous world record for athletes under 18 years old. The old record was 1:43.37, set by Ethiopia's Mohammed Aman back in 2011. Cooper didn't just break it Pravel, he destroyed it by over a full second, which in the 800 meters is like winning by a football field. But here's what makes this even more incredible. Cooper improved his personal best by more than 3 seconds in one race. 3 seconds might not sound like much, but in elite running, that's enormous. To put it in perspective, Cooper's time would have been the American record just 1 year ago. This wasn't just a good day, this was a performance that rewrote the record books. Cooper comes from a family where running fast is basically in the DNA. His dad George ran the 800 meters in college at the University of North Texas and also competed in cycling at the state level. His mom Tricia was a state qualifier in the 4x400 relay when she was in high school. His older brother Andrew placed 4th at the state meet and won bronze at a national championship before joining Tulsa University's track team. Even his other brother, George Jr., is an athlete, though he chose swimming and competes for Adams State University. Cooper started making records early. Back in 8th grade, he was already winning national championships, taking titles at both the Brooks PR Invitational and Nike Outdoor Nationals. By age 14, he earned a spot in Nike's elite program, which only selects 40 high school athletes across the entire country each year. This program provides mentorship, equipment, and opportunities to compete at the highest level. During his freshman year of high school, Cooper went undefeated in the 800 meters. He won 3 national meets and a Texas state title, running 1:49.84. At the Brooks PR Invitational that year, he set records for freshmen and for the entire state of Texas with a time of 1:47.58. These weren't just good times for a high schooler, they were times that would make college athletes jealous. The 2025 season has been like watching someone level up in real time. In January, Cooper set a new record for high school sophomores with a time of 1:50.15. A month later at the famous Milrose Games in New York City, he competed against college and professional athletes and broke the indoor high school national record with 1:46.86. That broke the previous record by almost a full second. In March, Cooper won Nike Indoor Nationals in a meet record of 1:47.83 and was named the Indoor Athlete of the Year. By May, he had won the Texas State Championship again, this time running 1:47.04 outdoors. He also placed second in the 400 meters with a personal best of 46.30, showing he has speed at multiple distances. Then came June, and Cooper started breaking records that had stood for decades. At the Brooks PR Invitational, he ran 1:46.26, breaking Michael Granville's high school record that had lasted 29 years. Granville himself had predicted Cooper could break his record and believed Cooper had the talent to run 1:44 before graduating high school. 2 weeks later at Nike Outdoor Nationals, Cooper improved again to 1:45.45, but all of those performances were in high school competitions. The USA Championships in late July would be different. This was the big leagues, professional athletes, Olympic medalists, world champions. Cooper would be racing against the fastest 800-meter runners in America, and only the top 3 would make the team for world championships. Cooper's journey through the rounds tells the story of someone who kept surprising people. In the preliminary round, he ran 1:47.14 and finished second in his heat behind Josh Hoey, the world indoor champion. That was fast enough to advance, but nobody expected much more. The semifinals were even more dramatic. Cooper was running well when disaster almost struck. Just after the 400-meter mark, he stumbled and nearly fell. For a moment, it looked like his dream might be over. But Cooper recovered, stayed calm, and ran 1:45.57 to finish second in his heat behind Bryce Hoppel. That automatically qualified him for the final and made him the youngest man ever to reach a USA 800-meter final. The final was where Cooper made history. He went out conservatively, running the first 400 meters in 50.66 seconds. At that pace, he was sitting in 7th place with 200 meters to go. The 4 favorites, Brazier, Hoppel, Hoey, and Miller, had broken away from the field. It looked like Cooper would finish somewhere in the middle of the pack, which would still be incredible for a 16-year-old. But Cooper had other plans. He started his kick with 200 meters to go and began moving up. With 120 meters left, he could see all the leaders right in front of him. The crowd at Hayward Field sensed something special was happening and stood up. Cooper described that moment later, saying, "I saw everybody right there. I was like, I feel amazing." The crowd all stood up and it was super electric. I was like, I have a shot now. Cooper's final 100 meters was timed at 12.48 seconds, faster than anyone else in the field. He caught Brandon Miller first, then passed Josh Hoey, the reigning world indoor champion. Next, he flew by Bryce Hoppel, who holds the American record. For a moment, it looked like Cooper might even catch Donavan Brazier, the 2019 world champion who won the race. Cooper finished just behind Brazier, but his 1:42.27 was fast enough to secure second place and a spot on Team USA. No 6-year-old male has ever won a medal at the World Championships. The youngest male medalist in world's history is American Arion Knighton, who was 18 years and 173 days old when he won bronze in the 200 meters at the 2022 championships. Cooper has a real chance to change that.
So we're away, a clean one now, a really good start across the field, but he's about to launch out of the track here now. Gout gets up on John, moves past John, he can't be stopped, he is incredible, 10.17. The future is here, you just watched it, 10.
Gout just said what no one wanted to hear. The fastest teen in Australia has made a move that's shaking the whole world of sprinting. This isn't just about speed, it's about what comes next. Coaches are worried, fans are stunned, and what Gout revealed has sparked the fear everyone hoped would stay quiet. Gout is 17 years old. He is from Australia. He is going to race in the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. Gout will run the 200-meter race. This is his first time at a World Championship. It is also the first time so many people are talking about him at once. Gout is the youngest runner on the Australian team. The big races will happen this September. The heats for the 200 meters are on the 17th of September. The final is on the 19th of September. Gout broke a big record before coming to Tokyo. In June, he ran in a race in Ostrava. It was part of a famous track meet called the Golden Spike. Gout ran 200 meters in 20.02 seconds. That was the fastest ever by someone from Australia and from all of Oceania. He beat the man in second place, Rainier Mena, by 0.17 seconds. Mena is a top sprinter from Cuba. The man in third place was from Britain. His name is Nathaniel Mitchell Blake. He ran 20.60 seconds. That win shocked people. But this was not Gout's first fast run. Earlier, he ran 20.04 seconds at the Australian All-Schools Championships. That made him the fastest under 1:8 runner in the country's history. He also ran 100 meters in 9.99 seconds in Perth. He did it twice, but the wind was too strong, so it did not count as a record. It was still a big deal. People started comparing him to sprinting stars. At a school race in Queensland, he ran 100 meters in 9.94 seconds. It was hand-timed, so not official, but still super fast. Gout was born in December 2007. His family is from South Sudan. He lives in Brisbane now. He shares a room with his brother. In 2024, he won a silver medal in the World U20 Championships in Lima. He ran 200 meters in 20.60 seconds. That same year, he signed a deal with Adidas. News reports say the deal is worth about $6 million Australian dollars. In another big meet, he ran 10.17 seconds in the 100 meters. It was an under 1.8 national record. He also ran 20.04 seconds again in the 200-meter final. In April this year, he ran 19.84 seconds for 200 meters, but the wind was too strong again. The record did not count. Even with all the fast times, some people still didn't believe it. Then Olympic champion Letsile Tebogo said, "He is the next big thing for the continent." At the Ostrava race, Gout said, "I felt stronger in training these last couple of months. Another national record. Pretty happy with that. It's not a bad first up in Europe." His coach, Di Shepherd, has trained him since he was a kid. She is known to be tough. She says Gout can win Olympic gold someday, maybe by 2032. She also says he grew a lot this year. He went from 180 to 183 centimeters. That made her change how they train to keep him safe. Gout's running style has also made people talk. Former Olympian John Stephenson said Gout floats when he runs. He said Gout has strong ankles that help him run faster and stay fast longer. Even with his speed, Gout is only ranked 20th in the world this season in the 200 meters. He trains in Florida sometimes with top sprinters like Noah Lyles, but he still goes to high school in Ipswich. He had to miss school to run in Tokyo. When he runs, people show up. One event in Melbourne sold all its tickets. That had not happened in more than 20 years. Another race in Stowell had double the normal crowd. Even with all the fame, Gout stays low-key. He drives a Hyundai i30. He said he has been treated differently by some people. He talked about racial profiling. He said it's hard when people look at you like you don't belong. He also turned down a big chance to race at the AFL Grand Final. He wanted to stay focused on Tokyo. The Australian team picked 88 athletes for the World Championships. That is the most ever. Gout's name was one of the first announced. The team also has 5 relay teams. It's the first time Australia has all relay teams qualified. Other big names on the team include high jumper Nicola Olislagers and pole vaulter Nina Kennedy. Track bosses in Australia say Gout brings a lot of excitement. They hope he shines now and again at the Brisbane Olympics in 2032. News from Reuters said his rise happened fast. 1 year ago, most people did not know his name. Now he is one of the most talked about runners in the world. Fans are waiting to see what happens next. All eyes are on Tokyo. Gout is ready to race, and what he does next could change sprinting for good.
This 17-year-old kid lined up at the Pure Athletics Spring Invitational in Clearmont, Florida last April. What happened next left the track and field world speechless. Christian Miller didn't just run fast, he absolutely torched the track with a mind-blowing 9.93 seconds in the 100 meters. To put that in perspective, only 5 men under the age of 20 had ever broken the 10-second barrier before Miller came along. This wasn't some fluke performance either. The wind was a legal 1.6 meters per second at his back, and every aspect of the race was perfectly legitimate. Miller had just become the fastest American under 20 athlete in history, shattering Trayvon Bromell's record of 9.97 that had stood since 2014. But here's the crazy part. He also set a new under-18 world record and claimed the 3rd fastest time ever recorded by anyone under 20 years old. Miller's journey to this historic moment started in St. Johns County, Florida, where he attended Creekside High School. His coach, Ricky Fields, had been working with him for years, watching this kid develop into something special. Even as a sophomore and junior, Miller was already turning heads with times that made college scouts take notice. The breakthrough really began in 2023 when Miller traveled to Eugene, Oregon for the USA Track and Field Under-20 Championships. Running at the legendary Hayward Field, Miller did something remarkable. He won gold medals in both the 100 and 200 meters. His 100-meter time of 10.06 seconds set a world under 18 record and marked him as the fourth fastest high school sprinter in American history. His 200-meter victory came in 20.51 seconds, proving he wasn't just a one-event wonder. After that performance, former professional runner Kyle Merber made a prediction that now seems prophetic. Merber told Miller directly that his times were quickly reaching professional levels, then sent a warning to the sport's biggest names. Merber said Noah Lyles and Fred Curley better watch out because this kid was coming for them. Miller's approach to training reflected a maturity beyond his years. When asked about his record-breaking 9.93 performance, he explained his mindset perfectly. Miller said he practices hard and knows exactly how he runs in training. So if he goes out and executes what he's practiced, he knows a really fast time will be produced. That level of self-awareness and confidence is rare in any athlete, let alone a teenager. The young sprinter's inspirations tell us a lot about his ambitions. Miller has always looked up to Usain Bolt, calling the Jamaican legend a very big inspiration. But he also studies the current generation of sprint stars. Miller mentioned that he recently looks up to greats like Noah Lyles, Christian Coleman, Letsail Tebogo, and Ariane Knighton. It's telling that most of these athletes are American, and Miller noted that they're producing some great times.
Are there any sprinters before you that you look up to where you're like, yo, these are some guys I used to watch? Some names you can list out for me.
If I used to look up to Usain Bolt a lot, he was a very big inspiration.
That's
and recently I looked up to a lot of greats like Noah Lyles, Christian Coleman, Letsail Tebogo, also Ariane Knighton, just a lot of great athletes, a lot of them from America too.
Yeah.
Just producing some great times that I've always looked up to and wanted to run.
When Miller crossed the finish line in 9.93 seconds, he became the world leader in the 100 meters for 2024. Think about that. A high school senior was officially the fastest man on the planet at that moment. Miller described the feeling as hitting a great milestone, going from fastest high schooler to fastest under 18 athlete to fastest under 20 athlete, and now the fastest in the world. But he wasn't satisfied. Miller made it clear he wasn't just racing high schoolers anymore. He could now race people much older and more developed, and he was coming for much more. The performance caught the attention of USA Track and Field, who named Miller their Athlete of the Week for April 24th, 2024. He was the 15th winner that year, recognized for running the fastest time ever by an American under 20 athlete and chopping 4/100ths off the previous record. But Miller's success created an interesting dilemma. He had originally signed a letter of intent to run for the University of Georgia in November 2023. The Bulldogs thought they had landed the top track recruit in the country. However, Miller's rapid improvement and his fifth-place finish at the U.S. Olympic trials that summer changed everything. At those Olympic trials, Miller found himself lining up against some of the world's fastest men. The American team that went to Paris was stacked with Olympic medalists and world champions. The only exception was 20-year-old Ariane Knighton, who had won world championship silver in the 200 meters. Miller not only qualified for the trials, but made it all the way to the finals, finishing fifth. That experience was eye-opening for the teenager. Miller later reflected that competing at the trials was a good milestone because he was lined up against some of the world's fastest guys. The experience convinced him that he could really compete with the world's fastest athletes. That confidence played a huge role in his next major decision. In July 2024, Miller announced he would forego his NCAA eligibility and turn professional instead of running for Georgia. His reasoning was simple but profound. Miller felt that if he went to college after the times he had already run, he would almost be taking a step back. He looked at all the resources he had at home compared to what he would have at Georgia and decided he wanted to go big and make a stamp in the track and field world. Miller believed turning pro was the best way to put his talent out there and strike while the iron was hot. The decision put Miller in very exclusive company. Only a handful of American track athletes have bypassed college to turn professional straight out of high school. The most successful examples include Noah Lyles, Ariane Knighton, Tamri Davis,